people during his stroll in the historic town of Cologne, Kula spends his time, surprise surprise, in front of the computer.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play as much as I can and analyze my game, my tactical questions, and also I'm gonna go sleep early tonight because tomorrow is a very important day for me.
Day 2 of the Intel Extreme Masters at Gamescom, the quarter-finals. All games have been played on Intel Core i7 based high-end PCs. Rafa's opponent Sparty seems to be pretty confident.
I think it's like 50-50 or something like that. I still didn't try how it feels in-game right now, but it depends. I was trying to practice as much as possible yesterday, and hopefully I will be in shape.
And it seems that the training session has paid off. Rafa has serious problems and struggles a lot. Very quickly he loses the first 2 maps. In order to advance to the semi-finals, he needs to win all 3 remaining maps. Now is when the smallest mistakes count, and Rafa's biggest opponent, Kula, who follows the match from the other computer, claims it's mainly psychological. Only a week before, Rafa had to face his first defeat in a very big tournament in almost a year.
I think the main reason is that he lost Greycon, the previous tournament, so in his mind it's something different changed. And I think he's thinking right now, he's very nervous, I guess, because we can see that in his game he can do his best, you know. He's making so much mistakes and stuff like that, so now it's the last map for him probably, so we will see.
Finally, Rafa shows the Cologne audience why he's regarded as the best player in the world. In the third map, he plays perfectly, defeating Sparty 19-0. In the following map, he does exactly the same. Now everything comes to the 5th and final map. The winner of this tie will advance to the semi-final, where he might have to face Kula. He still hopes he won't have to compete with Rafa.
I prefer to play Sparty. It's more easy for me to play him. But on this map, Sparty is not so good. So I think Rafa will win it easily.
Once again, Sparty takes the lead. His game is flawless. Still, Rafa manages to turn the advantage on his side and secures himself a place in the semi-final. It looks as if the American needed some extra pressure on him.
For some reason, when my back is against the wall, I tend to play better and push myself to the limit. I mean, I didn't lose the first 2 on purpose to be able to play that way, but, you know, it just always seems to bring the best out of me. So I just made sure, okay, I need to make sure that I'm in better positions for battles, especially with Lightning Gun, because his LG on the first 2 games was phenomenal. So I needed to make sure that if I got in a fight, I was going to be guaranteed to start doing damage first or whatever, and I noticed he wasn't always prepared if I would have cut him off, but I didn't notice it until after like the first game and the second game. So then I tried to cut him off more than just playing the items, and it really messed with his style. So you know, which helped lead to the victory.
Rafa's opponent will be determined in the next quarterfinal, where Kula will face another American, Tim DeHang Fogarty. The rival has picked up some tips from his compatriot just before the match.
Talking about monitors, the difference between the ones we're warming up with, the ViewSonics versus these Alienware monitors. We think the ViewSonics that we've been practicing on allow us to aim better, so it's not as realistic as these ones that we're going to be playing with. So I'm taking that into mind, so I don't get cocky with my aim. That's all. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be easy for him, but he's still the favorite.
The Intel Gaming Arena is filled with a capacity crowd of 5,000 people. Every single action is frantically celebrated by the crowd. However, the first cheers are only for DeHang. He's taken an early lead. But Kula's manager has not given up his hopes just yet.
So far, Anton is down with 2 maps, 0-2. Third map is ZTN right now. It's looking pretty good right now, but on the first map he lost 6-5 with 1 frag difference, pretty unlucky. Second map, it's a map he's not so good at because he didn't practice it so much because it's a pretty new map. he lost it quite clear, but now on the third map it's looking quite okay. The other two maps, if it comes to a fourth and a fifth map, are also maps which Anton controls pretty good.
And the manager is not mistaken. Cooler wins 3 rounds in a row. The audience is thrilled with the great comeback. Cooler himself doesn't look surprised or stressed.
I don't play normal first map, and but second map was his choose, and I'm also not so good on this map. But after it, I just analyzed it that I don't have a chance to lose. So I was hoping to win just one map, and then it's made a run for me. So and I made it.
The Russian has his own very critical way at looking at his matches, but for the tournament and its organisers, he has nothing but praise.
I feel so comfortable here, tables are fine, sound are fine, and also it's not so cold as always, because it's a problem for me on the tournaments, because sometimes it's too cold for me, but now I feel so great.
Every time that I've been here, there's been a huge crowd. At Gamescom last year, there were a lot of people. Then at the IEM finals, there were just so many, like people couldn't even move. It was unreal. And I love being able to play on stage in front of all those people.
The Intel Gaming Arena is a lure for the crowds, and no wonder it offers the very best.
370 monitors.
32 of the world's absolute best gamers.
110 Core i7 Extreme Edition base PCs.
Journalists from all over the world.
10 hours live show.
5,500 photos.
1 year preparation.
A countless number of spectators.
Fortunately, all those who couldn't make it to Cologne don't have to miss following the exciting matches of their favourites. Every single one of them is broadcast live on the web by the Electronic Sports League IPTV station, ESL TV, and it's a real army of people working almost around the clock. We're here with a team of 25 people working at the Gamescom for ESL TV. It's not only the camera department, we've also got a production unit and several commentators working here as well. We produce throughout the whole day, beginning with the start of the tournaments at 9 AM for nearly 10 hours until 7 PM. Through the web stream, we reach more than 40,000 viewers at the same time, approximately 500,000 up to 1 million users during the whole 4 days of Gamescom. While Rafa, Cooler and the other Quake Live players are free to go, the StarCraft 2 competition enters its final phase. The game, which has been on the market for only a couple of weeks, is probably the biggest attraction of the fair. No wonder that the first international live tournament in StarCraft 2 is also held at Gamescom. Our next episode will be dedicated to this new member of the esports family, so don't forget, tune in.